Shalom. I'm going to start off this video giving out praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash, and double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of the great millstone that rule well, teach well, while learning truth, 100% according to the Bible. Also want to say shalom to the elect, the 144,000 men, prophets, servants scattered abroad, the four corners of the earth. Shalom to you, Akwath, which are you few sisters out there that are sincere, your children. Shalom. And in today's video, as you can see, is going to be building off of this news or the situation that you ultimately had occur where you had this father, ultimately delete his own son. And this ultimately just goes to show us the times and seasons that we're in, you see. So for today's lesson, I'm actually titled it, The Love of Many Shall Wax Cold, because this is ultimately what we see, happening here in this place, Babylon the Great. You see that a lot of these people here in this country, you see, especially the 2/3 of Jake, as well as these heathens, these people are walking around this place in a very psychotic, spirit, man. That's the mind state of a lot of these people, man. You see, and as the scriptures tells us in 2 Timothy chapter 3, I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, "This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come." Right? Verse 2. "For men shall be lovers of their own selves." And that's clearly what you see here in this place, Babylon, the Great America. Everybody's only caring about themselves. You see, everybody is self-centered. You see, selfish, out for themselves, out for their own gain. You see, that's what you see when you look in this country, man. And ultimately, all of these things are indicators of what season we're in, that the Lord is getting ready to bring judgment. Because what was going on during the days of Noah before the flood, which was the first death? You see, it tells you that in Genesis 6, verse 5, it says, "And Yahweh saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart," meaning these people's mind, "was only evil continually." And that's the good majority of these people here in Babylon the Great, other than the hopeful elect brothers and sisters of the nation of Israel that are ultimately trying to rehearse the righteous acts and follow after the ways of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai to the best of their abilities. But the majority of the people, I'm talking about Israel, 2/3 of Jake, they're just in a state of, being wicked, man. You see, and it's getting worse and worse over time. So we definitely know that we're in the time and season of the Lord getting ready to bring severe judgment, man. And you can clearly see that by the behavior of these people, man. Right? So back in 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 2, it says, "For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous," right? Being greedy of gain, seeing somebody with something and they're ultimately wanting to have it or obtain it, even if it means doing, something wicked, whether it be, robbery or murder, ultimately to obtain it or to get it. You see, that's what these people are willing to do, man. This is the time that we're in, right? And it's ultimately skyrocketing and it's only getting worse. It says boasters, right? Proud. Everybody in this place, America, is proud. You see these men, these women, everybody just full of themselves. You see high-minded, arrogant, It says blasphemers, right? Disobedient to parents, right? Talking about your spiritual parents. And we see how Jake is behaving, man. Our people are very disobedient to the spiritual parents that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai set up in these times, being the elder apostles and the elder bishops of the great millstone, right? It says unthankful and unholy, right? Without natural affection. And I want to focus on that part right there, right? I actually looked up on an AI overview on Google, without natural affection, the meaning of it. And it goes into being devoid of the instinctive love and bond that typically exists between family members, you see. And like I said, according to this video that I'm allowed to play, you got this father that ultimately deleted his son. So you could definitely see that we're in that time where, people don't have any sympathy or compassion for each other, man. You see, but Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai said that he was going to bring these things, right? As it tells us right here, this is St. Luke chapter 12. I'm going to start at verse 51. It says, "Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth? I tell you nay, but rather division." Right? Verse 52, "For from henceforth there should be 5 in one house divided, 3 against 2 and 2 against 3. Right? Verse 53, "The father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father." Right? "The mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law." You see, and we see these things happening, man, especially among Jake, man. You got so many different instances that are happening where you having, the daughter deleting the mom or vice versa, the son going against the father. And, it's just a lot of confusion and division, man. But Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is the one that's ultimately bringing these things about, you see. But I'm going to get back to 2 Timothy chapter 3, and I'm going to start again in verse 3. It says, "Without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent," right? "Fierce and despisers of those that are good," man. And we know that Jake despised the prophets, man. You see, our people despise everything that's righteous and everything that, goes according to the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, our people, the 2/3 of them, they despise it, man. You see, verse 4, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the Most High. And that's exactly the spirit that these people are in here, especially in Babylon and Great America. You see, people are more obsessed with, pleasures and, following after the desires and the lust of the flesh rather than, trying to get right with Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You see? But like I said, all of these things are tall tale indicators of the signs that we're in, man. You see? But I'm going to get straight into the video, and we're going to allow it to play just a little bit, right? And then I grab a few more precepts. Abarat be edifying. But with that being said, fair use. I'm not getting paid for this video. This is only for educational purposes only.
Shot and killed by his father, is struggling to understand how a family dispute turned deadly. Today we got the mugshot of the man accused of killing his own son. Channel 2's Michael Seiden spoke with her. He's live in Buckhead after speaking to that victim's sister.
And Dee Clyburn told me that she agreed to speak with me because she doesn't want this tragedy to define her brother's life. Again, she is so shaken by what happened. We also want to tell you we've learned exclusively tonight that the victim's girlfriend, a Fulton County marshal, has actually been placed on paid administrative leave pending the outcome of an APD investigation.
I wouldn't have ever imagined, not in 100 years, would I have thought that this was the phone call I was getting.
Dee Clyburn says she's
right. And you hear what it is the woman said. And yeah, these people out here, man, they got demons on them, man. Right? What does the scripture say? Right? I'm going to grab that. Psalms chapter 78, right? And I'm going to read verse 49. It says, he cast upon them. Who is that him? That's talking about Yahweh Shem Yahushua. He's the he that's casting upon them, right? The fierceness of his anger, wrath and indignation and trouble by sending evil angels among them, right? And those evil angels comes in the form of human beings as well. That's why right here in Sirach, right? I'm going to grab that real quick. Also known as Ecclesiasticus, right? Chapter 39, verse 28. It says, there be spirits, right, that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Who is that him? Talking about the Lord, man. So like I said, the Lord is the one that's ultimately allowing everything to happen in which it is we see occurring. Even these, judgments that happen like this with this father ultimately deleting his son. As bad as it sounds, hey, the Lord allowed that to happen, man. You see? So I'm going to grab this precept as well, because this is ultimately the time and season we're in where we see things like this happening, and it's only going to continue to get worse. This is Matthew 24:12. It says, and because iniquity, right, meaning sin upon sin, wickedness shall abound, right, because it's definitely abounding here in this place, Babylon. You see everywhere you look, you go outside of your door, everywhere you go to, you see it's just wickedness everywhere, man. That's all this place promotes. It says the love of many shall wax cold, right? That word cold in the Greek meaning psychos. And like I said, earlier in the video, that, hey, these people are in a very cold, spirit, man. That's what ultimately Yahweh Shem Yahushua has on these people in this time, man. So you're definitely going to see more people crashing out, more people, deleting their offsprings and their family members and things like that. I mean, hey, this is just the spirit that's on these people, man. You see, and that's why us hopeful elect brothers and sisters, us knowing the time and season we're in, that we ultimately got to be in the spirit of being circumspect, man, especially in these times, right? What does it say right here? I'm going to grab this precept. This is Colossians chapter 4 and verse 5. It says, walk in wisdom towards them that are without. And that's how we got to be in these times. Because as I just said, these people got demons on them, man. These people are walking after the flesh. You see, they don't have any self-control, any discipline. Hey, these people are just ready to bug out at any given second. You see, that's why us knowing the condition and the mindset that these people are in, we got to walk in wisdom, you see, towards them that are without, man, because these people lack wisdom, right? It says redeeming the time, right? And redeeming the time, why? Because as it tells you right here in Ephesians chapter 5, I'm going to start at verse 15. See then that you walk circumspectly, right? Not as fools, but as wise. We got to be circumspect in this time, ultimately knowing that we're ultimately living in a time where evils are increasing in the earth, right? Especially here in Babylon. Things are getting more chaotic. More people are becoming more, wickeder by the second. You see, like I said, these people got demons on them and people are just ready to crash out at any given time, man. You see? So this is verse 16, redeeming the time because the days are evil. That's why we got to be in the spirit of being circumspect, watching, you see, being aware of our surroundings, you see, knowing the places that we're going to, ultimately just being, prudent, man. That's how you want to ultimately be in these times, man. Because like I said, evils are increasing, right? And more of these people are going to just continue to just keep losing their minds and, you know, waxing worse, man. You see, as time progresses. So, like I said, we definitely got to be in that spirit, as it tells us right here. I'm going to grab that. Lord Yahushua said that in Matthew chapter 10, right? I'm going to start at verse 16. Getting straight to the point. It says, behold, I seen you, right, forth as sheep, right? A sheep is a docile, harmless animal. In the midst of wolves, that's these people out here in this world, man, especially these people in America, right? The 2/3 of Jake, as well as these heathens. These people are wolves, man. And a wolf is a very violent, ferocious creature, man. It says, be ye therefore wise as serpents. We got to allow that wisdom to be meeting us at every thought in these times, right? And harmless as doves, you see? So that's how we got to be behaving in these times. You see, being wise, right? Being wise everywhere you go, you see, even if you're just going to the store or wherever, you know, you may be going, man. You just want to ultimately be in the spirit of being prudent, man, being wise, you see, because knowing the times that we're in are dangerous, you know, and like I said, people are crashing out, man, left and right, you see, and it's only going to get worse, you know. So we're going to get back into the video and we're just going to watch the rest of it real quickly. But, you know, the point has been made through the spirit. We just want to definitely be circumspect in these times, you know, because, hey, these people are getting worse out here, man, you know.
Can't process what she's been told, that her older brother, 32-year-old Durante Schofield, was shot and killed by their own father. On Friday, Clyburn spoke with us by phone, fighting back tears as she described the shock and heartbreak.
That's my big brother, and I will never be able to call him again.
Clyburn says Schofield was the proud father of 2 young children, an entrepreneur who worked as an independent contractor in Metro Atlanta, and a family man who loved being a dad, a brother, and a creative spirit.
He cared genuinely and deeply about people. He was a passionate person.
Earlier in the day, a judge denied bond for their father, 54-year-old Durante Rhodes Oliver. Investigators say he drove to the 55 Farr Apartments in Buckhead after learning his son had been involved in a car crash. According to an affidavit, he and his son began fighting inside the apartment, but when officers arrived, they say both men appeared calm and walked out together. Once they got to the parking lot, the argument started again. Investigators say the father told police he believed his son reached towards his waistband as if he had a gun, so he fired at least 12 shots. Police say they searched Schofield's body, but he did not have a gun.
Just remember him.
You see, so yeah, like I said, man, these people are losing it out here, you know. So, you know, hey, us brothers and sisters, we got to definitely be in the spirit more in these times, man. You see, being, you know, aware of everything that's ultimately happening around you. You know, you just want to be in that spirit of being wise, you know. So with that being said, Lord's willing, I pray this video be edifying. Just a quick hit through the spirit. To the next time, I'm going to say shalom to the elect. Shalom.